Hello, lovely awakened ones, and welcome back to my channel. This is Awakened Healings with Jess. Nice to see you again. I hope you all are having a lovely. So I am doing this reading to tap into the energy of the Leo full moon coming up this weekend on the 8th and the 9th, 8th and or 9th of February. It really depends on what part of the country you reside in. So this is an interesting time period. Leo has a wonderful, lovely, fun and energetic, creative association with it. So yeah, it's a great time to really just be thinking expansively and to be dreaming big and to thinking about what it is that you want to plan for the future. So yeah, so we have the Leo full moon coming in. We are still in Aquarius season, which has a lot of fun movement and motivational energy associated with it. We also have Neptune in Pisces at the moment, which is also an interesting aspect. So with Neptune in Pisces, the Sun in Aquarius, and the Moon in Leo, this is a great time to really get dreamy and expansive and creative. Most importantly, creative with our thoughts and with our dreams and our goals and what it is that we would like to work on, achieve, expand, improve on. So there's a lot going on right now, and this is not a boring time. You know, it's not a time to sit around and just sort of let things be. This is a time period of action, of fun, creative action, all right? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to pull from the Goddess of the Oracle moon deck and see what theme cards come in for this lovely full moon in Leo. So just kind of give me a moment to shuffle. But if you haven't done so already, I've already released the story videos. I did that last week, so check those out. That's for the month of February. I'll probably be doing a monthly bump, a mid-month bump check-in, probably sometime next week, and see if I can incorporate some day information for you all. I also released the Love Connection videos, so that was done about a week and a half ago. So if you haven't seen those, you want to check those out. Those are pretty awesome. I've gotten a lot of positive feedback for lovely viewers, so thank you very much for that. And then lastly, I've also released the weekly, it's called the weekly woke messages, so stay on the lookout for those. I haven't been so consistent as I would like to be. My intention is to release those over the weekends, usually on Sundays, to account for the week, and it's more of a spiritually high level type message, you know, just whatever spirit guides, you know, bring to me, and whatever is coming out in the cards, that's what we're going to talk about. All right, but it's meant to sort of be a high vibrational message to help unify the collective and help give us some spiritual guidance and advice as we're navigating life's challenges. So yeah, so I'm trying to release a lot more new content, so just kind of stay on the lookout for that. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So for the theme cards, we have the masculine, beginnings, and balance. So I think that sums up this month of the Aquarius season and the full moon, the Leo full moon, quite nicely. So first up is the masculine energy. For me, I'm feeling like this is a lot of yang energy coming in, a lot of fire energy associated with it, a lot of action-oriented energy is what I'm picking up from this card. I feel like now's the time for us to really get in alignment with our inner masculine selves and take brave, bold moves on our plans and goals and really turn them into something, make them really tangible, and take them out of the idea phase, the dream phase, and really put that idea down on paper, make it concrete, make it tangible. And if you've already done so, now it's time to say, okay, well, you know, I have this idea that I've written down and I don't know what to do with it. Now it's time to say, okay, how are we going to take that in action? What are we going to do to breathe life into it, to give it legs, to give it life, to give it form, to really make this a thing, a tangible thing? So you need to start networking with other individuals who can assist with expanding your project, with expanding your ideas. If you're using yourself as a personal project, you know, maybe some of you are incorporating fitness routines or diet plans. Maybe this is the time for you to start looking for guidance and advice from nutritionists or personal trainers, you know, things like that. So really start networking, or, you know, getting to social blogs or social groups where you can share ideas, workout tips, workout routines, diet recipes, food guidance, things like that, just to help you move forward on your dream, move forward on those goals, and regardless of what the goal is, all right? But I feel like it's a very action-oriented card, and I do feel like there's a lot of yang energy, a lot of fire energy, a lot of get up and go type energy. But since it's masculine, I'm getting the sense that this is from a balanced place, from a place of it's not hurried, it's not frenzied. It's like, all right, I'm going to take action, I'm going to take control. This is my plan, and here's how we're going to move forward. So it's a very almost militaristic type energy, but in a good way. It's like you have your plan, you have your marching orders, you know what you're going to do, and you're going to move out and execute smartly, if that makes sense. So up next is beginnings. Absolutely. So I feel like, we're definitely onto something new. And even though the full moon represents endings always turn into new beginnings. So I feel like this is a new beginning with what we're working on, with what we're going to call into manifestation for the remainder of the year. And I feel like now is the time to really take inspired action about what it is that we want for ourselves. 2018 was definitely a year of preparation, and we did a lot of healing work, we did a lot of shadow work, and we did a lot of releasing and clearing of energy and people and situations that no longer served us, including me. 2018 was a really tough year for me, but I grew and I learned from it, and even though it was really tough in some aspects, it was also very rewarding as well. So take the good with the bad and just balance it out, and it's all about perspective. But now all that has put me into a position where I'm just ready to just grow and expand exponentially, in the year of 2020. And I'm really, I'm telling you, I'm really vibing with this energy right now. This Aquarius season, this Leo energy, the Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. I mean, it's a very dreamy, very expansive, very creative, fun energy. So tap into that. That's a perfect energy to really just manifest and create and just do, work with your hands and work on these projects, work on your goals, and really turn them into something. There's a lot of creative energy that's giving us a lot of inspiration to just act, right? All right. So lastly, for the theme card that's coming in is balance. Yeah, I really like that because I'm hearing fire and water as well. We have, so a couple things. So we have the fire energy right now of Leo that's really just, igniting our internal fire, internal flame that's giving that creative energy, that creative spark with it. We have the air energy of Aquarius that if you've watched the February videos, I really talk about the air energy, just bringing in winds of change, just, fueling the fire. And, if you think about the elements, air or wind next to fire just really kind of kicks it up. So I feel like the air energy, the air element, and the fire element are just really working together to just fuel and flame this creative energy. It's time to just go. You've got the air element that's really giving us the mental clarity, kind of clearing out the mental cobwebs. It's like, all right, I now have a clear vision of what I want to do. I didn't have it, at the end of the year, but now I've got it. It's clear. Now here's what I want to do in the next steps. You may not have the full vision. You have the overall goal of what it is that you want to achieve, but you may not have everything laid out, mapped out just yet. But that's okay. Just work in chunks and just focus on this chunk. And as long as you have a clear vision with this next milestone, that's all you need, because eventually you're going to keep setting milestone after milestone after milestone. And those are going to be your benchmarks to really move forward and achieve your goals in a balanced manner, in a balanced, steady manner, so you don't get burned out. So we have the water element coming in on the 19th of February with Pisces. So the sun's going to be moving into Pisces, and that's going to have a dreamier, flowier type energy. It's going to kind of slow things down a bit. Right now it's very active and very, action oriented, and it's just very like, let's just go. It's very upbeat. And then now it's going to be sort of like when Pisces comes in, it's like, okay, now let's kind of slow this down a little bit. Let's check in with ourselves. Let's really add our intuition to this and see, are we happy with the progress? Are we happy with the direction? Are we happy with how things are evolving? So it's gonna be a time for us to really check in emotionally and really think about how we feel about this and what we really want out of these projects, or what we want out of these goals, and what we want our lives to look and feel like, because it's about us getting in touch with our authentic self, our heart space. And the way we do that is by tapping in emotionally, and that's all water energy. So that's coming in around the 18th or 19th of February, so stay tuned for that. We also have Mercury going retrograde on the 16th of February, if I can recall. It's going to stay with us through the 9th of March, which culminates with a full moon in Virgo. So that's going to be a full cycle for us. So yeah, I'm kind of curious to see how it is that we're going to manifest and what we're going to achieve, you know, in that 8-day cycle from full moon to full moon. So yeah, I have the Leo full moon right now, and then we're going to have a full moon in Virgo on the 9th of March. So that's earth energy. It's going to be a great time for us to really get grounded and to really check in with all the progress that we've made, you know, harnessing this air and fire energy. So with the next full moon, the full moon in Virgo on the 9th, it's going to be a combination of earth and water energy. So slowing down, checking in, really getting rooted with what we want to do. And, you know, with the Virgo energy, that's going to really apply a lot of practical energy, logical energy with it. And it's going to force us to focus on the details, because Virgo is very detail-centric, detail-focused. All right, so that's what's coming up energetically within the next month or so, or between the full moons. So kind of an exciting time. Like I said, I'm just really loving this energy and vibing with it, and I'm working on myself, working on some projects too, and things are moving along, things are coming along, and it's just a fun, motivational time period. So yeah, comment below, let me know what you all are working on, you know, check in with one another, and who knows, maybe you all can help one another work on things, you know, advanced projects too. So yeah, use this site to really network and, you know, keep in touch and make this a community. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I'm pulling 3 cards using the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, and I'm trying to get a read on the energy right now for the week. Okay, what do we have? Oh, yeah. So I'm using 3 cards. It's going to be the past, present, and future position to see where it is that, what happened, you know, sort of what's been going on, where we are today, and where we're going, right? So what I'm seeing is that many of us will be suffering some relationship problems. There'll be some difficulties going on with our relationships. And this could be romantic relationships. This can be with family members. This can be with friends, co-workers, or this could be within ourselves. Maybe some of you are feeling disconnected with yourself, and now is the time to really come back into union and to oneness. So what I've also been receiving from, you know, my subscribers is that there are relationship issues, but what's happening is a lot of people are clearing the karmics from their life, which is great, because there's been a lot of conflict going on, and, you know, there's been a lot of drama, a lot of back and forth, and people, you know, it's time for the karmics to leave ourselves, to leave our lives. It's time for us to come into oneness with ourselves and to come into true alignment with what it is that we want. Because once we do that and we clear the space, then true love comes in, our soulmate comes in. We are now ready to receive our partners, our real partners. But we have to go through, you know, the lessons of the karmic relationships, because they're the ones who expand us. They're the ones who teach us the lessons, who allow us to tap in with ourselves and really get to know our trigger points for our core wounding, and identify those trigger points and identify where our woundedness lies. And that allows us to really dig in deep to say, you know what, look, this is a problem. I've got to fix it. I've got to work on myself. And, you know, you have to employ maybe a therapist, you know, go talk to someone to help clear the trauma, to help, organize your thoughts, and to give you tools and techniques to deal with some of that wounding, depending on how deep it is. Some of you be leveraging the assistance of spiritual advisors, religious teachers, depending on what your faith is or what you believe in, you'd be seeking spiritual guidance from all aspects, just to kind of give a higher level perspective of what's going on, where you are in life, and sort of what your life's purpose is, and understand what's really going on here. Because I feel like when you're bringing in the spiritual aspect of it, this is you coming into oneness with yourself, right? So for those of you who are on the twin flame journey, a lot of us get stuck and hung up on union with our partner. We think, oh, our twin flame, we know who they are. Well, yeah, but twin flames, yes, they are the other half of your soul. It's, two souls, or half of a soul coming together as one. However, it doesn't mean that you're going to come together in this lifetime. It means that you know who your twin flame is, and they actually be married, or they be in another relationship, or they have maybe experiencing that runner-chaser element that's associated with twin flame connections. The point is, that is all about us turning within ourselves to heal ourselves, address our core wounding, peel back the layers, get down to the root of that wounding in order to transmute it and integrate it back into our beings, back into our souls. And with that wisdom, that's what we're going to be applying as we navigate life, as we go through life, and as we encounter new people and new connections. So even though you know who your twin flame is, you actually end up with someone else, a soulmate. Usually the soulmates are the ones that we marry. It's an easier relationship, and it's loving, and it's connected, and it's fulfilling, and something to keep in mind is that you attract where you are. So if you're dating someone who's emotionally unavailable, and this is sort of what I'm getting, from the comments from viewers, is that they're with individuals who aren't quite emotionally available for them. There may be a physical attraction, but emotionally, they're not there. They're not there for these individuals. And what's happening is that, as we up level, as we expand, as we come into alignment with ourselves, we're now feeling empowered to say, you know what, I don't need this. I don't need this treatment, and I'm walking away. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the memories. But no, I deserve better, which is great, because that's you healing. That's you healing wounds around self-worth. It could be an abandonment issue. It could be a rejection wound. All of that. So as we up level and as we integrate our healing, we become a stronger, more whole version of ourselves, which then elevates us to a higher level of existence. And as we elevate ourselves, we increase our vibrational energy. Therefore, we're able to attract what it is that we want. We're coming closer to manifesting not this, but this. Soulmate energy, soulmate love, true love, the real deal, right? Yeah. So that's in our past position. I feel like many of us are coming into that realization because currently we're being represented as the Queen of Cups. This is an energy of intuitive knowing. The Queen of Cups is an extremely intuitive, loving, caring, nurturing being. And she wants to help heal people. She's a giver. She's a listener. She's a nurturer. And I feel like this is us coming into union and oneness with ourselves, with our hearts, with our souls, with our mind, body, and spirit. She's balanced. She knows who she is. She's loving and sexy and creative and spiritually aligned. She's balanced. And I feel like we're seeing this here, with our theme card. It's all about balance. And I feel like this is us balancing the rational mind with our hearts. And sometimes there's a huge disconnection between what our rational mind tells us and versus what our hearts tell us. We want to follow our hearts, and sometimes, we get in the way of ourselves and we block our progression and we block our forward movement. Then we start to second guess ourselves, right? But right now is a time for us to just to expand ourselves and be open to new possibilities, new opportunities, however they present themselves to us, right? So I feel like, if you're on the twin flame journey, it's, again, don't focus so much on outcome. Don't focus so much on union. It's all about you. It's coming into to healed oneness with yourselves. Because once you're in alignment with yourselves, you are in better relational harmony with those around you. And that's friends, family, co-workers, strangers, right? It's your vibrational energy that's the attraction, the point of attraction on all aspects. It's not just people, but it's opportunities. It's career opportunities. It's raises, it's money, it's abundance, it's good luck. You're just attracting, so much goodness when you're coming in from a balanced, healed space. Okay? So in the future, I feel like this is you all turning within. I feel like all of us are turning within to gain the clarity that we need to continue this healing journey, to continue moving forward. So that way we can stay on this spiritual progression and spiritual expansion journey that many of us are on. So my site is called Awakened Healings because the whole point of it is for us to be awakened. It's awakened healings. It's us awakening to our own personal healing, our personal struggle, our personal journey. And you can't heal yourselves if you're not clear about it, if you're not truthful about it, if you're not authentic about it. You have to look at your woundedness in the eye and say, all right, here's why I'm emotionally shut down, or here's why I push people away. I'm scared because. I'm afraid of getting hurt because. And start filling in those blanks, right? I feel like this is our work to do. I feel like this is where we're going to gain the clarity, filling in those blanks about where we are legitimately on our healing journey. But it starts with us, and it starts with us getting real about our woundedness, our history, our ancestral karma. It's no more, we can't just skate by with saying, oh no, I'll deal with it later, I'll deal with it later. Yeah. My parents divorced when I was, a young child, or this happened, that happened, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, that happened, but it had an effect on you. And there's a reason why you'd be attracting a certain type of person. So if that's a pattern that you're noticing and you're not liking the pattern, you got to get authentic and get real with it. And you have to ask yourself, why am I attracting this type of person, right? We all date a type, and there's a reason why. If you want to break that cycle, you have to get clear and honest with your path in life, which means examining the past. What happened? It's taking the time to really turn within and do some really deep soul searching and shadow work to get down to the core wound to understand, yes, this happened when I was 5 years old. And because of that, I've been, shutting down emotionally in this situation, that situation, so forth and so forth. And you're going to see a pattern from your preteen years, your teen years, your college, so forth and so forth. And you're going to understand, like, oh, now I get it. We attract these people. We attract people that are a vibration for us. And if we're vibrating down here, then this is what we're going to keep attracting. So we have to let go of the karmic partners, which is this energy, come into oneness with ourselves, get true and authentic, and then we'll start to gain the clarity and the wisdom and the guidance to help us elevate our energy to attract better, to really call in that soulmate once we're ready. So there's a phrase that's been popping up recently, and I feel like it's for me, but I feel like I need to share it with all of you. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And I feel like that's true for many of you right now on this healing journey, on the awakened journey. I feel like many of us are now ready to be students of our own healing process. Many of us be seeking expert guidance and advice. Again, maybe we're reading books, maybe we're attending seminars, maybe we're watching YouTube videos like this, maybe we're going, to, our church congregation or, temple, and, whatever it is that you do or where you go, what you believe in for your own spiritual fulfillment, all that is being integrated to bring you the knowledge that you need to heal holistically. Okay? Wow, so that was a big message right now coming in for this Leo energy. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to pull from the Shamanic Oracle deck and see what the shamans would like to share with us. Oh, first up, journey. Yeah, I feel like this is a big spiritual journey for us. And I mean, look at that. Look at this card. It's beautiful. I love the wings of the owl. This is knowledge. This is strategic vision. This is wisdom and guidance. And, birds represent air energy. So I feel like it's perfect timing for us now in Aquarius season, which is an air sign, for us to start this journey and to really get serious about it. I love the blue because I feel like this is us opening up our throat chakras to communicate and express ourselves truthfully, authentically, and holistically, and I'm seeing the sun, as a point of attraction, as masculine energy, as new beginnings. I feel like, first of all, the sun's rise in the east, and the east direction is always about new beginnings. So I feel like this is a new turning point for many of us in our healing journey. Excuse me. Oh, God. Maybe my throat chakra is blocked. But what I want to do real quick is read the message of this journey card to you. So the journey is an invitation to step outside the boundaries of your life as you know it. The journey is not a holiday. It is a call to be hermit-like and to go... The journey is not a holiday. It is a call to be hermit-like and to go on a pilgrimage into the unknown. Excuse me. So actually, we talked about that, about going within to do our healing exercises, to do our healing work, and to really get truthful about it. I love the synchronicities here. There are no maps to the territory you'll be exploring, no paths or road signs. The time to embark on the great journey is here. It's time for us to do this. Do not linger in the port when distant shores are calling. Fearlessly draw your own navigational charts as you discover the route. When the time is right, and it is now, you will be led true, even when you are not sure of where you are going. It is the departure that is most important. If you miss the boat, a great opportunity will be lost, and another ship may not arrive for a very long time. Yeah, see, I feel like all this is all about harnessing the energy. We've got to do it now because it's perfect timing. I mean, energetically speaking, it's perfect timing. And I mean, I'm just feeling called, and motivated and moved just to do work, not only on myself, but just on other aspects of my life. So I feel like that's true for the collective, for those of us who are on this awakening journey. So yeah, let's go ahead and pull, I'm using the Sacred Earth Oracle. I love these cards because they communicate very nicely and synchronistically with the Shamanic Oracle deck. What came out is unity. And that's exactly what I was talking about with the Lover's card. Coming into unity with ourselves, coming into oneness with ourselves. Because once we do that, we're able to, like I said, we're able to vibrate at a higher vibrational energy, which increases our point of attraction, and we have better relationships. We have better connections with our people in our lives. And that creates oneness, that creates unity, that creates community. So yeah, take a look at that card. I mean, look at how beautiful that is, right? But I love that for ourselves because the time right now is to connect with ourselves and with others, and it's day. So it's a great time to really connect with our loved ones too and be truthful and vulnerable and really express our love and gratitude and appreciation, for our people in our lives. It's just a very heart-centered energy right now. And I feel like we should be leading from our heart chakra, speaking from a place of love, a place of expansion, a place of authenticity. It's time to really get in touch with our heart chakra right now. Because when our heart chakra is open, unity is created. It really is, with everything around us. Everything. Yeah, wow, this is incredible. So I haven't used these little guys in a long time. This is the Animal Spirit deck. And that one I'm going to pull one more and see what's coming in for us. But yeah, I do get the sense that many of you all in the collective are definitely waking up. You're expanding, you're up-leveling, you're taking that next step, right? It's time for us to upgrade ourselves and upgrade our lives. So we have the Hawk and the Peacock coming in, and those are both air energy, which is no surprise. We are in Aquarius season, so what I like to do is I always like to pull from the book. I'm still not quite confident in just reading off these animals. There's so many, but there's some that I'm really familiar with, especially spirit animals, so I know them like the back of my hand. But I want to make sure that you all are receiving the messages that these animal spirits would like to bring to you. So there's the Peacock, and then we need the Hawk. Back to back, literally. Okay, so the Hawk came in first, and this one's coming in reversed. So it's watchful, all-seeing messenger of divinity. When it's out of balance and it's coming in reverse, this means that we're seeing too much and we're being too suspicious of things. Maybe too suspicious of people or of opportunities, or just sort of not trusting the outcomes of things. Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens in divine timing. So maybe some of us are doubting that or suspicious of what's going on. So here's the message. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the bigger picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you, and the winds are shifting. I've been saying that. Check out your readings, because I've literally been saying the winds are changing. It's the winds of change. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it seems small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. Yes. Yes. The universe has an interesting way of nudging us on our path. We may be going down this way, and all of a sudden we're like, oh, we're going to go over here. And the universe is like, nope, nope, nope. You need to be going that direction. So trust it. Trust what's going on. The winds of change are upon us. Time for us to start the journey. You may want to go back and rewind this video to listen to this message again, because this is huge. Huge, huge, huge. This card is the essence of the reading. Everything else is gravy. So Peacock is coming in. It represents inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. It's coming in upright, so you're feeling confident and kind. Yeah. The beauty of the peacock is unrivaled. It's easy to think it comes from the plumage, but the secret of the peacock is that the beauty resides within and extends outward indefinitely. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life, so it does not harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain within its psyche. Interesting. Very interesting. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of the self and others. This is big. This is big. That's a key nugget to our healing. Yeah? And this is a lesson for me too. It's not easy. So comment below. Let me know how you're working with it. But I'm going to read that again. This adept creature can assimilate or digest all experiences in life so it doesn't harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain. So it can process everything that happens to it without hanging on to it, without letting it become a thing, without letting it create an emotional block, without allowing it to become a negative aspect, of revenge, of doubt, of fear. It's like, nope, that happened, processing it, releasing it, and we're still in balance. How cool would that be if we could master that technique? We would be living a life of balanced harmony and would not have to feel like, we wouldn't have to feel anxious or stressed out or rushed, like, hey, when is that going to happen? When is that going to happen? No. It's like, oh yeah, ain't no thing. That happened to me. Okay, oh, that person, no longer wants to date me. Okay, bye. Zen moment, moving on. Right? And that would be so cool. So I know that this is definitely something to work on, something to think about as we navigate our healing journey and as we implement, some of these techniques, for ourselves. Let me just put this aside. I'll put it over here. So, yeah. What an incredible reading. So I'm going to go ahead and conclude with a message, an angel message, and see what the angels would like to share with us. And I think that should round out the reading quite nicely for the Leo full moon. What a big message, incredibly beautiful message. So yeah, this is a great time for us to come into union with ourselves and with others and just open up our heart chakra. Okay, what's the message for the collective? There we go. Whoops, it fell on the floor. One moment. Okay. All right, so the angel message is coming in from all. New psychic and spiritual experiences are changing the way you view the world and yourself. Allow your spiritual gifts to open through study, prayer, and meditation. Weren't we just talking about that with this Queen of Swords? It's time to integrate our healing and our knowledge and all of our past experiences to make sense of it and to understand where we're going and why things happened. We have to understand the past, the true past, so we can transmute that and integrate it into our healing and, become a stronger, wiser, whole person. It's putting ourselves back together again, right? We're reclaiming bits and pieces of us that were lost and we're putting it back together again so that way we're like, yeah, I got that piece back for me. I gave power away, or I gave heart away, or I gave a piece of heart away. I have it back. I have it back. And I feel complete. Right? That's part of the healing. That's a major aspect of our healing. All right? So lovely awakened ones. Thank you so much for stopping by. We're going to end it there. I encourage you to rewind the videos and check out the message of the journey or the message of the peacock. It's big messages came out tonight. So I'm really excited for this. Until we meet again, have a lovely, check out your videos, check out your love connections, check out the weekly woke messages. Lots there. I also have an Aquarius new moon video that's released. So check that out as well. Lots of cool things coming out for you. All right. Until we meet again, take care. Love you all. Bye-bye.